Hey everybody, this is Ryan and Angela from LostReviews.com, and this is Blu Monday. First up
on Blu Monday, I beat you to it. You always say it. Pirates of the Caribbean, the 907,000th version.
Yes, 400 million version of...
On Stranger Tides, it's
yeah,
the latest
I don't
one.
even know what kind of sequel that is.
I don't know if it's 4 or 5 for real. I've lost count.
It is 4, but the second one was split in 2, so I don't know if that counts as just 1.
I don't know either.
Okay.
All
whatever. This one has Johnny Depp, and it's missing Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley.
Yeah, which I'm completely fine with. Orlando Bloom was fine in the movies, but you know, I mean, anyone who knows me, I have a unnatural hatred for Keira Knightley because she talks with her jaw wired shut. So
I think she's beautiful.
I think she's not. This one has Penelope Cruz in it, which I like.
Which is really good. She was good in this. She was good in this,
and it has lots of mermaids.
Yep.
That's really
the addition to kind of the mystery of Pirates of the Caribbean is the addition of mermaids. You know, I think they pretty much covered everything else, and one thing that they do so well that they left out of this movie is ship battles. This is a Pirates of the Caribbean without any ship battles.
Yeah, they were on land a lot of time for this. I kind of like the story. I think it was fun, but there was a lot of people that overall don't like this one as much as previous ones.
Yeah. And this was shot in 3D. There is a 3D version out there, and in the commentary, if you're listening to it, that's basically what they talk about. Is
3D?
Wow, yeah, this was really cool to shoot in 3D. And from what I remember seeing it in the theaters, I was not very impressed in 3D.
No, I didn't notice that much at all worth the money for the 3D. So. We don't have the 3D version here, or we could tell you about how awesome it is.
But one thing that they do that's very, very, very impressive on these Blu-rays, on these Disney Blu-rays, and everybody else out there that's making Blu-rays do the exact same thing. Copy off of them. Disney Second Screen is amazing. It's the only way to watch special features. The only thing that kind of is crappy about Pirates of the Caribbean, if you don't want to do second screen, you're pretty much null and void for special features.
Because they're all on that.
They're all on second screen.
So you got to at least have like a laptop
to
be able to sit and watch the TV and put the laptop, or your iPad is really what it's made for.
Right.
So you can see all the cool features, otherwise it's just like a bloopers reel, I think. Yeah,
there's a bloopers reel. They have a commentary, which is very unusual for any film that Disney does that has second screen. But I really, really enjoyed the second screen on here. I always love it. I didn't really enjoy this film. I felt like it kind of lags at the end.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to give Pirates of the Caribbean a rent it.
All right.
That's about all it's worth. It does have the DVD version in there to throw in your mom van.
And it is region A, B, and C.
Because Disney loves you.
Alright, so next up on DVD we have Bones, the 6th season. This show's made it quite a ways. I've watched this a little here and there.
Your mom loves it.
My mom does love it. We like to call David Boreanaz. We just call him David Bananas because his name's kind of hard to say. But right now, I just want to weigh this. I think
based on weight.
It's
I know.
Worthy.
I held it before.
It's worthy for the weight.
Yeah, Bones is pretty heavy.
This is a cool show, though. I get into it. It's not really episodic. You can come in anywhere. You know, it's one of those CSI type shows, except it's got more dry humor that's for cynical people like me, and really good couple. Where you're just like, will you just kiss already?
I know.
One of those.
That's what I'm thinking every time I look at Zooey Deschanel's sister.
And this house, though, I thought that was kind of cool. It has the pilot episode on here, which a lot of people don't. If you haven't seen the show, I mean, you can see the first episode, how it started, and then pick up on the 6th season and see if they've kissed or not.
Which they haven't, I'm assuming.
So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff on here. Ton of episodes. Did you get to see any of these?
No.
Well,
I don't watch Bones.
Check it out. It's Cradle to Grave edition.
And obviously the dead people are inspecting them now.
Yeah. So this is a cool show. I would say at least rent it. I don't know if I can give it a buy it because I like other shows more than this.
Yeah. Your mom's going to hate you. I was trying to be nice about the Bones.
Mom, you can have that. Alright, next up we have this really, really messed up Blu-ray.
Now this is more my speed.
The Last Circus. This is a foreign film. Oh my god.
Clowns killing people.
I don't even know where to begin with this film. when I watched the trailer, and if you see the trailer, you're going to know what I'm talking about. It's really messed up.
Looks beautiful, though.
Well, no, it's beautiful. It's really messed up, and it actually looks like you see clowns coming in, shooting off these AK-47s. You're like, that looks hilarious. I totally want to see that. But when you actually get into the film in the context of that scene happening, you're like, that is really fucked up. There's like a 2-year-old right there he's pointing a gun at.
So if you're scared of clowns,
oh yeah,
this is your movie.
Oh yeah, and this is not even just being scared of clowns. The guy, like, at one point starts carving up his own face so that he will, like, permanently look like a clown. Like, he starts, like, burning things on his... And it's the most graphic film I think I've seen since... I don't even know when. I mean, Quentin Tarantino makes things graphic, but they're always, like, kind of fake looking. When there's battle scenes going on with guns shooting... You can, I feel these bullets going into these guys because they're like literally like taking everyone. So I guess there's really good acting in this.
Yeah. The last time I felt like that was with Public Enemies. That one scene where the guy, one of the gangsters, is getting shot in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and you see his face just getting like torn up. It's like this. It's like, definitely. And not just the guns, but there's machetes, there's, you know...
Violence galore.
Oh my God, just... I don't even need to get into the story about it. There's a love story in there, if you believe it or not.
Yeah. It's
just a horrific film, and I was really kind of thrown off base by how dramatic they were making this story.
So is it scary?
No, it's not scary. It's just disturbing. Like, I was sitting there just like...
So is it torture porn?
It's kind of torture porn, yeah. For clowns, I guess.
Yeah, so if you like violence and you like clowns,
oh, this is
boom, this is for you.
I know somebody who might like this. So there's not really that many special features on here, like making of, and you know, it's mainly just the film. A lot of times foreign films don't really focus on the special features, but the Blu-ray itself looks beautiful.
Awesome. I'm sorry. Region A, though.
Oh, you wanted to get the region.
Yes,
there.
I was looking for the region. Region A. The Last
So,
Circus.
leaving some people out on that one.
Yes. What would you give this terrifying film?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
Personally, I want to say just skip it, but it's so messed up. I think I want to say rent it just so I can like just...
Are you saying skip it because you wouldn't watch it again because it messed you up so much?
Yeah, I would not watch it again.
Okay, then you have to at least give this a rent it because the movie affected you that much.
That's what I'm saying.
That's an effective movie.
It's messed up enough that I kind of want to mess you guys up a little bit and tell you to go rent it.
Yeah.
But no kids for this, please. Like, seriously, no kids for this.
Take your kids.
Throw it in your mom van.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we have just a documentary, like, scaling it back now.
Yes.
This came out, like, 2010, when this was actually called Page One Inside the New York Times.
Right.
So it's a documentary about the New York Times and the fall of newspapers and where are they going today?
Kind of defending it. In a way, it really takes kind of a stance of the New York Times. It follows around one of the writers, and it basically takes a stance that, you know, they need to stay
It's an
around.
important monument.
Yeah.
Well, but it's not just that. Like, they focus on some of the prime stories that they had going on, like the WikiLeaks story when that broke. New York Times were
a video that you couldn't even find, and you were excited to see in the documentary.
Yeah, let me get that real quick. When that WikiLeaks story broke, they were talking about the first video that broke about you know, soldiers shooting down civilians, and there was a video for it. I went online to try and find it as soon as I started hearing about it, and they'd already shut it down on the internet. Well, they have it in this. They show the whole glorious thing.
You can see soldiers kill civilians?
Oh, it's just magnificent. At least it's not as gory as The Last Circus.
That shows you how bad The Last Circus is. You're okay with watching civilians getting shot in real life.
But you don't know, but it's like from a helicopter. You're not seeing
and it's green,
blood. Yeah,
so.
it's like a black and white film. You're just seeing people dodging crap coming at them. But besides, you know, that...
But it does go into bloggers and kind of, there's two different people. And I kind of stand in the way that, you know, I don't want these things to go away. Being, you know, we kind of are in the blogger realm. Mm-hmm. And then there's people, you know, that do want it to go away, and then there's people like us that, you know, don't really care either way.
And there's actually, there's a lot of footage on here from when this went to South by Southwest, and there's one of these panels that they show with David Carr. Of course, he has to argue with everyone he comes across.
Gosh.
And then
Spinal bifida.
one of the, you're so rude, and then one of the, like, new up-and-coming bloggers who says, you know, very poignantly, we don't want the newspapers to go away, we just want them to get it right.
Right. And this film is very poignant right now with the Occupy Wall Street stuff.
Yes, definitely.
Look what the bloggers are covering. Look what Twitter's covering, and look what your news
is not
covering.
Exactly. So yeah, they do go into that. They go into a big thing about Twitter and the older people not really getting it, not understanding it, and then the younger guys coming in who have like their computers up on the table, and then they got their laptops out and they got their phones going. They're just going the whole time. Like that's how you have to be now.
Yep.
So it goes into a lot of, is the New York Times going to last? And you kind of leaves on a high note that yeah, it probably is going to last, but it's going to change a lot because of technology and the way it's going. So it's a really kind of cool documentary to see about the relevant times of technology and what we've done to things that have been around since the freaking Stone Age, you know? Yeah. So besides that, special features, there's only just a few talking head points. Well,
it's a documentary. So.
Yeah, there's just kind of more talking heads about this or that. The only one I really found interesting was a woman talking about Rupert Murdoch and his kind of the way his mind thinks and how it was kind of interesting. But other than that, the rest of them were meh.
I mean, I'd definitely give this a rent. It's only Region A though.
It's worth seeing at least once, so I give it a rent.
Especially in this day and age, check this out.
Mm-hmm.
It really sheds a lot of light on stuff.
It's not too long either, so page 1, check it out.
And almost they could start making a new documentary to kind of tag on to this about what they're not covering right now. I think it's very relevant.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Check it out.
Yes. All right, and now we have time to recommend a film. We tried to do it last week. We ran out of a little bit of time, so we couldn't really tell you. But definitely check out The Fountain. But this week, since it's getting to be Halloween, why not tell you about a film named Monsters?
Monsters. I love this film. I've watched this multiple times. So right there, you're going to know it's buy it.
Yes.
And this is a film, this was an indie film that I think premiered at South by Southwest.
Yeah, with no trailer, just this picture of like a biohazard scene. And I think,
the basic story is that there's aliens that, I guess, crash from an asteroid and it ends up landing in Mexico. So they end up
growing from trees.
They end up building the wall so that people cannot get out of Mexico or get into. So there's this photographer that goes into Mexico to try and photograph it. He wants to be, a journalist and cover all of it.
Right.
And he ends up having to go pick up his boss's daughter and bring them back. And it's this big journey of them trying to get back into the United States, which doesn't actually prove to be that simple. So.
Right. So it's kind of an allegory for what's going on with them wanting to build a wall over Mexico. But also, it kind of goes into the fact he's fighting with his morals to really tell the story that would make him the most money. Take pictures of dead children and really show those things. Or not do that and take it from an actual professional journalistic way rather than kind of like a tabloid journalism, which I think has really become most of what journalism is now.
Yeah, which is sad.
And yeah, it shows there's
what I love so much about this is the aliens.
They look fantastic.
Aliens scare the crap out of me,
film.
and they were almost like kind of like octopus, like out of water. They glowed at night. You could see them glowing. And the way they did this was absolutely beautiful. And this was a really low-budget film when they made it. So it was really impressive how well they did. Yeah, so it kind of shows, this came in around the same time that District 9 did, and it shows you what you can do with a little bit, no money. Little budget and great talent, basically. Exactly. And what I love about Monsters is it's not just about the monsters. It starts with the characters. It builds you up with the characters, and it teases the monsters until the very end. Yes, that was a good point, too. Yes. Because a lot of movies can kind of ruin it for you, right? Yes. So they make you wait till the very end. And Monsters is a film that I really must say, once you've watched it, pop it back in. Definitely, because as soon as the first time I watched it, because there's a coming full circle. Yes. From the very first scene to the very last scene, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to watch that again now. Yes. At least the first scene again. You have to do yourself a favor, pop Monsters in directly after it ends. What's the region on this? Do we have that? Oh man, Magnolia sucks. I'm just going to say it's region A, but you can find it in any region. Just find this movie, find Monsters, and check it out. Definitely. That is it for this week's Blue Monday, and we will see you next week. Bye.